Good morning, everybody. Believe it or not, it is January 3rd and it is 1 o'clock in the morning and I can't sleep. And that's probably because I have snow on my mind. Once again, in the past several hours, we've gotten about 6 or 7 inches of snow. So today's project is once again going to be shoveling our way out. Thankfully, this snow stalled just a little bit northwest of us, and they are measuring snow in feet, whereas we're just inches. So we are right on the very edge of this storm. So the snow is stopping now, and I thought it'd be a good time to get out here and start the cleanup.
I'm going to start this project with an easy part, just as a little bit of warm up. You can see I'm just scraping up a little dusting of snow and tossing up real high. The piles along the side of the deck are getting pretty deep. We're going to have to tackle that later today as well. After this little bit on the edge, I'm going to go down and start shoveling some of the deeper stuff. This is just a way so the dogs have some place to get out before John comes through with the big tractor and snowblower. Getting in front of the garage is always really important so we can get the cars out. Again, I'm just tossing the snow into the driveway, and then John will come back a little bit later in the morning after he's had his coffee, and he will get the snowblower out and blow this all to the sides of the driveway. It is rather nice to be out here this early in the morning. It is peaceful and quiet. You can see we still have some of our Christmas lights up. Not going to be able to take the ones down that are on the shrubs because they're buried in the snow. And again, this big pile underneath that is our pond. So we just keep piling the snow higher and higher and higher. And if we keep getting more snow, we're really going to have to just use the snowblower because it's getting too high for me to throw. And if you don't throw high enough, it just falls right back down in your way.
Get on up there, Mama. Don't forget I love you.
Well, you too. For those of you who are watching and think that we are crazy for living in this area, I just want to let you know I'd rather live here than in a place that has tornadoes or hurricanes. And while it's not uncommon for us to have snowfall that you measure in feet, I will tell you that we've lived here 17 years now, and I can count on the one hand the number of times that we have had to shovel this roof off, and it's only been about 5 times in the last 2 years. Typically, we have a nice little break between snowstorms, and that doesn't allow it to accumulate as much as it has lately. Here's a little bird's eye view of the roof, and just for perspective, this roof is about 12 by 36 feet long, and it took me about an hour and 45 minutes to shovel it all off. John and I make an excellent team. We each have our unique specialties. I'm too short and can't use the snow rake. It just doesn't reach up high enough, but I don't mind shoveling and I'm not afraid of heights. So between the two of us, we can whip out this cleaning in about 3 or 4 hours. Now that the roof is shoveled off, we're gonna have to clean up this mess. When I shovel, I do try not to throw any down over in the walkway because otherwise we need to shovel that out. You can see now what we need to do is come in here and try and clear off the boxwood hedge. And we're just going to throw that snow over in here, and then John will come through with the snowblower and snowblow that off. Do you ever wonder what I dream about when I'm doing all this shoveling? Well, it's January 4th and the camera died. Obviously, it couldn't keep up with the job of cleaning the snow that we were doing yesterday. John's on top of one of the roofs finishing that off, and I thought what I'd do is just kind of walk around and show you what I can show you this time of year in the garden. I thought I'd start our tour right out here on the back porch so you can see how much snow we actually removed from those boxwood hedges. And from Damn Yo in Massachusetts, who commented on how much snow he gets and how heavy his is. Thank goodness ours was not heavy this year. But having the right equipment sure does make snow removal much easier. And you can see John snow blows almost all the way out there to the arborvitae hedge. And this is basically for the dogs. He loves his girls. And then as you come around here, he does clear away so he can feed his birds. And I don't know if you can see the little shed that we moved back into the woods late last year. That needs to have snow removed from it. And as you just keep walking around here, this is the loop. The dogs run this at night. And it does appear that there were some deer that came through last night. Yep, deer prints right here. Now, I typically do not have a deer problem, but in the wintertime, they definitely are coming up because my plants are much better. But here's the loop. And you can see the roof that I shoveled. And then if you come back this way, you can see there's another little outbuilding that the roof has to be cleared off. Outbuildings are nice. You can store a lot of stuff, but in the winter, you just gotta clear that stuff off. Otherwise, the snow will just collapse it. And to Peggy Mills, who said, "That's a lot of work." You're right, Peggy, it is. And you can see we snow blow this whole area here, mainly because we've got the garage, so we need to be able to pull equipment out of there. And you never know how much snow you're going to get. So if you just plow what you think you're going to need and you get too much snow, then you're stuck. Because once these big piles of snow harden and turn into ice, there's no moving them. Now, I heard on the news this morning that the Syracuse area, which is just not far from us, has had 55 inches of snow this past December. And that has broken a record as compared to last year. Now, we haven't had quite that much. I would say we've probably got 36 to maybe 40 inches of snow this December, and that's quite a lot. Last year, we got a huge amount of snow in February. I'm almost going to say 6 to 7 feet of snow, and that was horrendous to take care of. You can see this whole area we keep plowed so we can get the propane truck in, we can get in and out if there's an emergency. And of course we shovel the front. But I wanted to come out and let's take a look and see if any deer have munched on the arborvitaes, because I really should be out spraying. I should spray today, it's been a week, but I think with this little bit of snow coming down right now, that I really want, I'm hoping the wind will pick up and blow the snow off those arborvitaes before I need to get in there and spray them again, because I don't want to spray on top of water. The good news is we're not supposed to get any kind of measurable snow this week. And there's a car coming up behind me.
Now, last night, the neighbors said that there were deer in the front yard, which we don't like that. And I can see, I don't think you're going to be able to see, but I can see a pathway through there. Oh, I can see some things. I might have to scoot in there and look, but I want to scoot around this way, back over here. And you can see they are eating the neighbor's arborvitae right there. But they come out of the woods, up on the back hill, come down right along this hedgerow, and head back into the woods at the back of our property. Because there's a stream back there that they can get water. And I'm gonna have to see if I can get back into there. You can see they have been climbing through the edge of the snow here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to try and film myself walking through this snow. I'm not happy about what I'm seeing. If you look right down along the hedgerow, you can see that the deer have been walking right along the edge, and I'm sure they're munching on this. So I think I'm going to have to get the spray out and spray. Well, since you watched me spray in the last video, I'm not going to show you how I spray here today. And for Crazy Bird Creations, who was so excited that I posted a new video at the start of the new year, thank you for your comments and all the comments from anybody else as well. And I will try and do the best that I can to keep posting some gardening videos. But as you can see around here, there's not much gardening really going on. Therefore, I will just try and do little updates here and there, and maybe they'll be garden related, but basically just kind of keep you informed about what's going on here. But that's the plan. And if we get our January thaw, which we usually get in January, we get actually a couple 50-degree days. If we do that, maybe we'll be putting up the deer fence, and I'll do a video on that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Get out in your garden and have some fun, and we will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.